Greatness is not something that can be achieved. It is something that must be worked for. Something that must be strived for and never give up achieving, even if it means bringing oneself down to grow and learn from these mistakes. This is something I was taught as a high schooler and quickly allowed me to understand what I must do to become a greater person. As a child, I struggled a bit in school, mainly because I couldn't wrap my mind around what I needed to strive for in the first place. Then, when school started to become more difficult and more important, I started to take every mistake seriously. And it made my self-esteem crash every time I failed. Then one day it just finally snapped at me that I need to learn from these mistakes and not take it so seriously. And that's whenever I started to achieve and be better at life and enjoy it. Not saying I didn't have any mistakes, however, but I didn't take them so seriously and I was able to actually move on. Then, with this knowledge at hand, I was able to be a part of the top 15% of my class, and which may not be what many colleges or high schools look at, let alone jobs. It made me realize just how far I got in the first place, and made me realize just how important all of this was worth. Which is why I'm here now and trying to get a job at one of the most influential companies in the world, Apple. Now I bet you're wondering who exactly this tall person who is talking about greatness and needing a job is. Hello, I'm Jeffrey McDonough, and as a child I was always interested in technology. Always wanted to know how so much of it worked and how it seemed so easy for so many people to make some of the most influential and important technological advances in human creation. So when I was about 10, I decided to build my first robot out of cans and wire and like a little battery. And I'm pretty sure you can guess it didn't turn out too well since I was 10 and didn't know what I was doing, let alone how technology worked. And then now I've been working for a total of 5 years at a daycare and fast food businesses, basically taking care of children and helping program in both sets of businesses and working on the computers in both. However, I've also worked on projects not involving work at all. I've personally helped make many programs with my close friends that have allowed us to safeguard our computers and better and find and delete programs. I've used my programs to stop many of the viruses that have gotten into my family's computers and friends' computers because I seem to be the only one in my family who knows computer skills. Now, being only so young, my roles in leadership so far are leading a bunch of small children to the playground or a bunch of nerdy guys with programming, though they are very limited and small amount of spaces. However, all my life I have worked hard to be the leader I know I can be with the power I have always been given. Mainly with the people my age, I have been able to keep control of any work I was given and have been able to complete any assignment or job I was given in the amount of time needed. Most of the time with more time than I needed at hand. No task has ever been too great for me. My plans for working here are to improve the security of your devices and make them more efficient for our everyday lifestyle. I plan on leading your teams into making the biggest and best devices of the 21st century and make them more portable and easier to use for everyone, no matter the age. I can and will do any and whatever job I am given to do in the sector of work you put me in. I know I may be young, however, through the 5 years of working, I have proved myself and to others that no matter how much of a workload I am given and no matter how much of a short time frame I am given, I will work till the job is completed, no matter what. Through the mistakes I have made in the past, I have grown and become greater than I ever hoped, and plan on continue growing and learning from any mistakes I make or ever make to be better at this job and in my future. Thank you and have a wonderful evening.